So, good morning, Mom Tantoy and the viewers. Our topic is all about lifestyle and weight management through other dance forms or cheerleading dance. So, this is week one PE group. Next, please.
Lifestyle and weight management to promote societal fitness. So I'm just going to tackle a little bit of this and recreational activities. First off, you have active recreational activities provide not just an opportunity for you to enjoy life, but an avenue to enhance your fitness. They are not suggested to take the place of the academic challenges in school, but are recommended to balance or neutralize the adverse effects of sedentary lifestyle among students. The earlier you make active recreation a fitness habit, the more chances you will have to maintain or improve your health and well-being. Adults between ages 18 to 64, older adults of ages 65 and beyond, pregnant women, and those who just gave birth, and children 6 years of age and older, and adolescents like you differ in physical activity prescriptions. Children and adolescents should do 1 hour, 60 minutes, or more of physical activity every day. The 1 hour or more a day should be either moderate or vigorous intensity aerobic physical activity. Developing the habit of engaging in physical activities, which may come in the form of active recreation, will eventually reduce risk of hypokinetic diseases. Now, what is hypokinetic diseases? So the term hypo means low or little, and kinetic implies motion. These hypokinetic diseases include hypertension, heart diseases, chronic low back pain, and obesity. So these are diseases that are affected because you don't do much physical activities, and they're affected since you need that kind of management or practice in your life. So you have to do that to improve.
So, understanding MVPA, moderate and vigorous physical activities. The first thing to understand about 60-minute guideline is it refers to 60 minutes of moderate to vigorous physical activity, commonly abbreviated as MVPA. Moderate activity requires a moderate amount of effort and raises your heart rate to a degree that you notice it, but your breathing stays more or less steady. Vigorous activity demands a large amount of effort that raises your heart rate considerably and forces you to breathe intensely. With that definition, a lot of things may qualify as physical activity. Everything from free play and sports participation to household chores has an active part transportation. Depending on the child's level of fitness, walking to school may be moderate activity, but for most kids, it's light activity. Riding a bike to school, especially if there's hills to climb, probably represents a moderate activity. But again, it depends on the level of fitness of the child and how fast and hard they decide to pedal. So basically, it's all about moderate and vigorous physical activities. So moderate um, is you're giving a fair amount of effort or energy, while the vigorous is giving your large amount of energy. You consume this energy that it depends on which physical activities you're on. Next, please.
So there are ways to fill 60 minutes if ever you're wondering. So as a parent or as a student, you know yourself best, keeping in mind their relative fitness and their interests. Here are some examples of physical activities that would help kids or yourself to meet the daily 60-minute recommendations. First off is a 30-minute bike ride plus 30 minutes of free play, for example, climbing trees, playing on the monkey bars, playing tag with friends, and I guess this can also apply to us adolescents, but that actually depends on you. Then we also have 60-minute basketball, volleyball, hockey, or soccer practice, assuming the practice is well organized and the kids are not simply standing around for long periods. 60-minute hike over a hilly terrain, for example, lots of up and downs, and demanding plenty of legwork. So I guess you need a very hilly terrain or a lumpy mountain in a way. And then you also have 30-minute swimming lesson plus 30 minutes of hopscotch and tag with friends. If you're wondering what hopscotch is, it's that cross thing that you actually draw on the ground with a chalk, and then you hop it by throwing a rock.
So vigorous activity and activities for muscles and bones. There are a couple of extra nuances to consider in the 60-minute recommendation. Every child should be engaged in vigorous physical activities at least 3 days per week. Same goes for the muscle and bone strengthening activities. In other words, it's fine to be moderately active for 60 minutes in most days, but occasionally your child needs to work on their heart, lungs, muscles in a vigorous way. An intense hockey or soccer game may be qualified as vigorous activity. Alternatively, a 60-minute mountain bike ride over tough hills and trails may do the trick. To strengthen bones and muscles, most of the same activities will meet that purpose, with pre-pubertal children, pediatricians, and sports physiolo- physiologists will generally tell you that own body weight exercises are sufficient to build strong bones and muscles. The classics are push-ups, squats, chin-ups, and crunches, and even these may more than your child requires. Your child can often get a similar muscle workout by climbing trees or pedaling a bike, and these activities are more likely a lot more fun for your child. So strengthening bones and muscles is very important to children like and teenagers like us. We need to consume the we need to do this 60 minute min, 60 minute or in most days in moderate dapat, pero sometimes it's recommended also that we need to do vigorous activity in some days. Next, please.
We keep track with an activity log, so don't be intimidated by the 60-minute physical activity guidelines. If you ensure that your child or yourself plays actively every day or participates in well-designed sports program, it's not difficult to meet the recommendations. However, if you want to be extra sure, print off a copy of the Active for Life activity log for your fridge or family bulletin board and keep in track through the week. But since we're not really kids anymore, we don't really need that kind of reminder from our parents, we can also use some recommendations of fitness apps. We have the 30 days fitness challenge, which will notify in your phone or your tablet or whatever device you're using. You can also use WorkIt where you have um, those list of recommendations of exercises to do for every day, and you can have set limitations, what time, and we also have home workouts. And these are basically for all genders, no matter what your gender is. That's physically fine, and you can also adjust your based on your weight, your height, or the kind which part you need to focus more on. So,
So cheerleading. Cheer dance is a coin from the words cheer and dance. To cheer is to shout out words and or phrases that may help motivate or boost the morale of the playing team and perform better during a game. Dance, on the other hand, is a physical activity where one expresses emotions or gestures while performing bodily movements, usually in time with rhythm. Cheer dancing, rooted from cheerleading. Cheerleading is a performance of the routine, usually dominated by gymnastic skills such as jumps, stomping skills, lifts, and poses combined with shouting of cheers and yells to lead the crowd to cheer for a certain team during a game or sport. It originated in the United States. Due to the Filipinos' love for dancing, they added more dance routines to their cheers and came up with their term cheer dance, wherein it is a routine composed of yells and cheers, or gymnastic skills, or pyramid tosses, stunts, and etc. And dance also, the fusion of different dance genre. Today, cheerleading is identified the most spectacular events, one of the biggest collegiate sports events in the country, the UAAP. So, cheer dance is the connection between the the game and the crowd. They boost the morale of the playing team and also giving them motivation to do better. This is also a good activity wherein also kuan ng gymnastics like nga na composed of yells and cheers. Next please.
Now, if you're interested in watching or learning about cheerleading and how absolutely great and it affects the emotions of one person, or for those who are really devoted into cheerleading, can also watch these movies. We have Bring It On, In It to Win It, or But I'm a Cheerleader, or Zombies in Disney Channel. And I do think that these are pretty great movies. So I have only seen Bring It On, In It to Win It, and Zombies, but I do, if you really want to um, grasp the moral and the heart of cheerleading, then you can watch these movies. Now, I'm going to tackle all about benefits of cheerdance. Cheerdance is an incredible sport in and of itself. Cheer is full of self discovery, excitement, and passion, and offers numerous benefits to our body of all ages. Youth who get to involve in cheerleading are poised to grow up with any advantage. Now, one of these advantages are community building. Through our youth cheerleading and cheer camps, even the youngest participants can begin to understand the importance of being connected to our larger community. Not only is there the cheer team component or collaboration, but they also discover how being a cheerleader can make them representatives of the school, other sports teams, and the whole surrounding community of students, parents, and faculty. And that's how influential cheer dance can be. It affects and influences the whole community, and it helps and it motivates us and it cheers just as its objective is.
So, energy level. It is important that you should have high levels of energy. Fortunately, cheerleading is one of the highest sport than is. It offers marvelous way for you to exercise in such a fun matter, get and stay in shape, and improve their overall health. All this happens in some of their most physically formative years too. So, an energy level, people who likes cheer dance is not only exercising but also having fun, um, having staying in shape, and it improved their health also. So emotional resilience. Youth are often developing their emotional foundations that will guide them through the rest of their lives. They form strong relationships with their cheer teams and cheer coaches. It gives them emotional base that they can rely on for years, as well as imbue them with confidence that will come to strengthen their overall personality. So emotional resilience is all about the teamwork of the cheer teams and the cheer coaches, and and also give boosting their confidence to do in front of very many people, and yan, interpersonal and communication skills. In cheerleading, learning to communicate is critical as students are developing their speaking skills and its ability to interpret body language and other signals from those around them. Cheerleading encourages these through the art of performance. The better the students learn to communicate, the more they're able to achieve peak performance alongside their cheer team peers. So not only having fun and also and not only having fun and confidence, but also communication skills, learning the interpreting the body language, and it is also an activity through the art of a performance. So next, please.
Now that we're done tackling all about the benefits of cheer dance, let's talk about the elements in cheerleading. First off, we have importance of fitness. Fitness is important for anyone participating in sports. Naturally, in cheerleading, it is best to focus on three areas: flexibility, strength, and endurance. Flexibility is necessary when practicing and performing jumps. The more flexible a cheerleader is, the higher the jumps will be. Jumps are also easier to do when properly stretched. Strength is very important for every cheerleading skill. When stunting, it is easier to lift and hold flyers, while it also helps avoid injuries. Endurance is also critical, although it is easy to overlook. Some stunts last longer than a few seconds, so each person in the stunt needs the endurance to perform it completely. Even a simple 30-second routine requires lots of energy. So, since our topic is all about weight management and fitness management, we also want to tackle how important fitness is when it comes to cheerleading. Because not only will you be using your voice, but you also be using a lot of strength in your body, even more than you already have. Second element, we have variety of skills. Cheerleading is not a sport for everyone, in a way, even if it may seem to appear that anyone can jump in and catch on. These sports require a variety of skills, especially when it comes to jumps, stunting, and tumbling. Even simple cheers and chants cannot be done without sharp motions and proper voice. Jumps require flexibility and practice, along with the right technique. Stunning can be very dangerous part of cheer, or a very dangerous part of cheer, so it is very necessary to be prepared and learn the correct form for each position. Tumbling, also very dangerous, can cause many injuries. It is important to learn simple techniques before attempting to tumble. So that's why in cheerleading, they have tryouts and cheer camps. They try to assess your skills and the stunts, your strength, your flexibility, and all that. That's why cheerleading really takes time and effort and lots of energy. So I do think that cheerleading is a lot to take in, but very nice as well.
The right look. Appearance is very important for cheerleaders to be aware of. Simple things such as jewelry can cause injuries if left while cheering. Hair is pulled back and away from the face to avoid blocking the cheerleader's vision while they are performing. Good shoes and clothing are also important to help avoid small injuries. So appearance is very important. Basically, appearance is very important because to help avoid injuries like the mentioned Kagaina. The proper voice. Voice is an important part of cheer, especially when trying to communicate a message to crowd or team. When cheering, the words should be loud but clear so that the message can be effective. Teams often practice cheering from the stomach, increasing the volume of the words. So, go- is important to cheer. It, we are in cheerleading, we are trying to communicate through the crowd or team. Like I said earlier, cheerleading is the connection between the two. So we need increase the volume of the words in cheerleading. So practice, practice, practice. Practice is crucial for any cheer team. This helps this helps to remember cheers, improve jumps, and memorize routines. When stunting, A stunt cannot simply be done by once or twice. It must be done many times so that each person is comfortable performing it. This avoids a possible injuries in case a stunt goes wrong while performing. Practice ensures an easier, better performance. So, makita naman na dapat we need to practice before doing the stunts on in the court. We need to practice talaga to avoid possible injuries. So, yes.
Sixth element. Um, Motivation and focus. So we already been through practice, practice, practice. Now we also need motivation. While practicing with a team, motivation and focus will keep everyone on track and make sure no time is wasted. If everyone is committed to a task the team is working on, it will be done faster. A productive practice will benefit the team as well as provide extra time to work on new things. So we know that cheerleaders or cheer dancing provides motivation to players or to the team, to the playing team, to the any sports team there is, or to the audience and cheers them up. But cheerleaders also need to cheer themselves up and to give motivation to themselves in order to execute these kinds of routine. That's why it is important to have the communication skill that was tackled earlier on to for everything to be straight out and executed properly. Seventh is the positive attitude. As simple as it seems, a positive attitude can go a long way. Some practices can be easier than others, so when a team feels exhausted or stressed, positive reinforcement can push everyone to work on their goal, and it is easier to get things accomplished when everyone is in a positive mood. But of course, you also have to get through the hard times that the team has to go through since it will actually open up more uh, with the feelings of every member. And just because you're optimist doesn't mean that everything will go right, but sharing your insecurities, the conflict inside your mind, can also help um, make the team more greater than it ever was.
Essentials of cheer dance. The hand movements and position in cheer dance. Beginning stance. It is the feet together, hands down by the sides in blades.
Then you have cheer stance, feet more than shoulder width apart, hands down by the side in blades, and we can be seen in the picture.
Clasp. Hands clasped at the chin and elbows in.
Clap, hands in blades, at the chin, elbows in.
High V. Arms extended up, forming a V. Relax the shoulders.
Low V, arms extended down, forming a V.
To touch down, arms extended straight.
Touchdown, arms extended straight and parallel to each other, fist facing in, so upwards. Low touchdown, arms extended straight down and parallel to each other, fist facing in. Bow and arrow, one arm extended to the side, with the other bent at elbow and half T motion, and this can also be reversible. Overhead clasp, arms are straight above the head in a clasp and slightly in front of the face.
So tabletop,
Tabletop,
arms bent at elbow, fist in front of the shoulders. So low clasp, the arm extended straight down in a clasp and slightly in front of the body. Punch is one arm extended straight up and one arm on hip in a fist. L motion is one arm extended to the side with the other arm extended in the punch motion, the left L shown. Diagonal, one arm extended in a V, high V, and the other arm extended in a low V. So the right diagonal shown.
T motion. Both arms extended straight out to the side and parallel to the ground. Relax the shoulders. Half T, both arms parallel to the ground and bent at the elbows, fist into the shoulders. Side lunge. Lead leg bent with the knee over the ankle, back leg straight and feet perpendicular to each other. Front lunge. Lead leg bent with the knee over the ankle, back leg straight, feet perpendicular to each other. So you can see all these illustrations and base that there. Okay, thank you. Next. Now for the activity and quiz, answer this form for the quiz, and we'll be also putting this in the comment section below. And as for the activity, simply answer the reflection in PE Week 1 module.